James Charles and Cosmopolitan, are they canceled again? James Charles is in the drama again. Let's talk about it. Okay, so the other day we posted a video that Cosmopolitan posted an article about James Charles where they claim, is he uncanceled? And in that article, they're talking about, because James Charles lives in a big house, walks red carpet, and is financially wealthy, still till this day, that he cannot be canceled. How can he be canceled if he has all these things going for him? But the thing is, I've always said this about James Charles, is the fact that there have been so many people who have done a lot less and have gotten blacklisted from Hollywood, and they're still trying to get a career. And you have James Charles, who is fortunate enough to work there. Now, all that being said, I will say this, right? I thought that had died down. When that article got posted, so many people were so frustrated and angry. Videos were made, TikToks were made about James Charles in this Cosmopolitan article.
James Charles has officially done a deep dive interview on his grooming allegations. So I think most people know by now that there have been rumors circulating for years that James Charles groomed and sexed minors. Well, he now did a full-on interview with Cosmopolitan where he broke everything down. Like, look, this is how he started it. So he goes, I don't want to sit here and mope and whine and cry because nobody wants to hear it. I had to do a lot of thinking like, okay, babe, this is your fault. No, you're not a pedophile. No, you're not a groomer. No, you're not a predator, but you made a big mistake. He addressed finding out that one of the boys he thought was 18 was actually 16 years old, saying, I've never been more disgusted in my life than when I found out that kid was 16 years old. I was mortified, absolutely mortified. But there were reports going around saying that there were at least 15 boys who had accused James Charles of this behavior, to which James said the source of where the list came from was not doing any sort of research, no fact checking. Okay, then that's when this video comes into play where James Charles posted, holding myself accountable. He pretty much apologized for his desperate behavior. This is important to point out. Okay, so when Cosmo started reaching out to some of those boys, men who were accusing James Charles of inappropriate actions, apparently one of them asked Cosmo if they'd be willing to pay him for his information. And then another accuser said that they had already privately apologized to James Charles for, quote, telling him I was 18 a few years ago and the TikTok I made that blew the situation up. Then James Charles goes, oh, I absolutely did up, but denied ever engaging in grooming. He said when he's talking to someone, he's started asking for their ID, so he's turned into basically a club bouncer at this point. That pretty much summarizes everything, so let me know your thoughts on this interview and if you have any questions.
Where they're saying that he is uncanceled. He would like to be uncanceled, right? In the article, like I said before, and listen, this is like a fluff piece. That's what my opinion was. And Gabrielle Bluestone or something. Gabrielle was the writer of this article, and credit to the photographer, because we're going to use her photos, as Dan Monick is the photographer of this whole thing. I mean, this was a big deal. This was an article where they flew to his house or drove to his house, whatever the case may be. Cosmo was at his house. They interviewed him, wrote things down, took custom photos. It's their piece for Cosmopolitan. The article got so much backlash. I'm just gonna be real with you. A lot of people had a lot to say about the James Charles Cosmopolitan article, and he is uncanceled.
Hey, beautiful people. Let's talk about the article that Cosmopolitan put out about James Charles being uncanceled. This is solely for educational purposes, no hate to anyone involved. Since there is so much information lacking from this entire article,
it seemed like a fluff piece. It talked about how rich he was, how big his house was, how clean everything was. Then it went on to say things that people came forward. A lot of it was just fake, and it was. Some people came forward that should not have come forward, and it made it look fake. And I wouldn't be surprised if James Charles probably told people to come forward and say things that weren't even true, so it just makes everything so much more confusing. Right? Taking away from those people who are actually affected, those people who are dealing with the trauma. They didn't interview any of those. I don't know. I think they should have tried a little deep. But the article to me missed so much. There's so many holes in this article that I'm shocked that things weren't even covered. They never once talked about, and the reason why I'm bringing this up again is because it got posted again. They never once talked about how James Charles deleted the video. They didn't talk about that. But yesterday, this got posted. I'm gonna screenshot it at the house right here because I'm gonna throw it up on the screen. Yesterday, this got posted and it says, we asked the world if it was interested in uncanceling James Charles. Our comments exploded. Attention, clicks, views, Gang gang. You already know. Okay, check this out. Then it says, Cosmopolitan, it says, read the story everyone's debating, from anger on Twitter to empathy on TikTok at the link in bio. So, alright, so I clicked the link, basically took you back to the article. So, regurgitating the article again. As of the time of making this video, the article is pinned at the very top of the Instagram. An article that was posted days ago. This is pinned at the top. Hot topic. So I was like, well, let me read some of the comments, right? So in the Instagram comments, you're gonna be shook. I can't believe that that's in here. I can't believe that's in here. I'm just like, okay. First one right here. No empathy for a grown man who grooms young boys. I don't understand why this is even a conversation. Said, it's Belinda. Followed by Carrie said, cancel Cosmopolitan for even asking that. TF. So, listen, these are very bold comments. Cosmo needs to be canceled, said Tiff. Pretty Power said, no hope, he groomed several young boys. He should be canceled forever. I mean, girl, if this is bad. This is off the heels of him about to drop his makeup line. His makeup line has not dropped yet. This article was supposed to get people talking, and then boom, he drops his article. But what's happening is there are people talking in a negative way about it. He's leaning into that. It's just not a good look, sis. And I understand that, you know, bad publicity is good, there's no such thing as bad press, good press, whatever. I get that, but do you draw the line when people are calling you groomer? Is that where you draw the line at, or is that acceptable? I don't know. It's up to you guys. I have to know that in the comments down below. All right, so here we go. Followed by, his comment, Death said, imagine openly endorsing a known groomer. Why he jaded, said WTF Cosmo. Cosmo's getting a lot of backlash for this, and as I'm reading this, I'm gonna screenshot him because I don't want to think that I'm making it up for views. These are public comments on the Instagram. Jazz said, Cosmo WTF, you're openly endorsing a self-proclaimed predator. We haven't forgotten him taking responsibility before he deleted his video. Why is he even famous still? Get this out of here, said Coley. Okay, let me just screenshot that and I'm gonna save it. This is like, I didn't think this was gonna happen. When I saw this article posted yesterday, and I was shooting a vlog, like a really long, you guys, you're gonna be shocked by this vlog that I'm about to drop. A lot of truths are gonna come out in this vlog that I'm about to drop. And I'm sitting there in the lobby, and I just opened up my phone, and the cameraman was right there, and I was like, do you see this? And I was like, whoa. Like, I wanted to make a video right there, but I was twerking for the Birkin. Okay, I was dipping it and doing it. I couldn't believe that they redid it again. And I wouldn't be surprised if James Charles did not want this to be posted again. It's so weird. This is what I find so interesting about this power move that Cosmo played. They interviewed James Charles. It got a lot of backlash because there's very few comments I see defending James Charles. Okay, then they wait a couple days, then they drop it on Instagram again with the new little title, get people click, and this is back to the article. I think it should have been Cosmo looking at the good and the bad comments and talking about, that would have been an article right there, girl. But no, it's just regurgitating the same article. And again, the video that James Charles put out where he said, I'm desperate, is deleted. But we have it, and again, we're gonna roll it. Here we go.
Hello everyone, James Charles here, and today I'm going to be making a very important video about a very important topic. As many of you guys know, about 2 years ago now, I was involved with a very public online scandal in which some fellow YouTubers made some very serious accusations against me, and within the past couple of weeks, similar accusations are being made again, and I think it's very important that I get on camera and talk to you guys honestly about what is going on. When this first happened 2 years ago, I uploaded a video to my channel called No More Lies, and that video was a very planned video. It focused on receipts and screenshots and defending myself in the situation, but I want you guys to know that this video that I'm going to be making today is going to be nothing like No More Lies. This is not exactly planned. I don't have a script. I will let you guys know that I do have just some notes in front of me of points that I want to make because this is a very, very serious topic. But today's video is going to be from the heart, and I'm going to focus on what happened, the conclusions that I've come to, and most importantly, holding myself accountable for my own actions. First and foremost, I need to say sorry. I owe a massive apology to anybody that I've hurt or anybody that I've made uncomfortable with my actions. And I also want to say I'm sorry to my friends, family, and fans that have to watch another one of these videos, because you shouldn't have to, and this is really, really embarrassing. When this all started online a few weeks ago, it sparked a large conversation, and many people have shared their thoughts and opinions, and I want to take some time to address literally everything in today's video. But before doing that, I want to make it really, really clear that I fully understand my actions and how they are wrong. There's no excuse for them, and I don't plan on making any in this video either, and I hope that you will choose to watch it all the way through. I also just want to make a quick note as well that I'm filming this on the night of March 31st. It is currently 12:54 in the morning. I'm alone here in the studio, and I know that when I upload this tomorrow, it is going to be April Fool's Day, which is awful timing because this video and this topic is not a joke in any way, shape, or form. And I don't want anybody to think that it is, but I also don't want to wait any longer to speak about this. I want you guys to know that this is very, very important to me, and I'm taking this very, very seriously. The last thing that I want to say before I just get into it is that I think it's important that I provide a trigger warning for this video. There's going to be topics and things talked about that are very, very sensitive to some people, and I don't want anybody to have to listen to those if they don't want to. So I'm just letting you know right now. But with all that said, I think it's time that we talk. In case anybody isn't aware of what's going on, within the past couple of weeks, 2 different people, both under the age of 18, have recently come forward saying that they had inappropriate messages with me on social media. One of them being from last year and one of them being from more recent. In both of these cases, I added these people on Snapchat, asked how old they were right away, was told that they were 18, believed them, engaged in a flirty conversation, and then later on found out that they were actually 16. Upon finding out, I was immediately embarrassed and blocked both people. Later on, when I saw them making videos about it and those videos going viral, my immediate reaction, completely honestly, was to be really, really upset. I wanted to get on camera and film another No More Lies video where I gather all my receipts and all my screenshots and try to tell my side of the story and then just move on from the situation. And now, looking back, that was so stupid, because as I did more research on these topics and self-reflected, I realized that the receipts and the screenshots and the specific details of the interaction really don't matter, because I fucked up. And I needed to take accountability for my actions and, most importantly, apologize to the people that were affected by them. These conversations should have never happened, point blank period. There's no excuse for it, there's no ifs, ands, or buts, and I take full responsibility for that. I trusted the information that was given to me rather than the information I could have and should have gotten myself. In both of these situations, doing research into these people's public social media profiles would have revealed their true ages, and therefore these conversations would have never happened in the first place, but I didn't do the research, and that is what is so embarrassing. As an adult, it is my job and my responsibility to verify who I'm talking to, and therefore there is no one to blame for this other than myself. To the guys involved with this situation, I want to say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I added you, I'm sorry that I flirted with you, and I'm really sorry if I ever made you uncomfortable. It is completely unacceptable. I was being reckless, and after looking back and finally realizing that this was my own fault, I started doing a lot of thinking and reflecting to really try and figure out why I was actually allowing myself to be so reckless in the first place. In all other areas of my life, my friends, my business, I like to think of myself as pretty put together and on top of things, and I couldn't understand why relationships were the one outlier. Why were they not working? Why was this area of me so different? And I finally came to a conclusion. It sucks, and it is ridiculously embarrassing to admit this, but I think I have to, and that is that I'm desperate. I do understand that with these videos coming to light, it's really it's really looking, period, like I'm actively searching for younger people to be in a relationship with. And I just want to say firsthand that that is absolutely not the case. My hope has always been to be in a relationship with somebody around my age or older that I can relate to and that can make me laugh. And unfortunately, I've not been able to find that person yet, but the idea of actually being in a relationship became so important to me that I was willing to trust too quickly, miss out on red flags, and most importantly, not take the precautionary measures that really anybody, but especially somebody with a public platform, should be taking before talking to anybody. And there's no excuse for that. When I've watched videos in the past of people talking about serious topics, such as this one, it's always really bothered me when people would talk about conclusions or changes that they're going to make without actually talking about how they got there in the first place. So I think it's really important that I do that in this video. I just honestly think that I owe it to you guys to kind of walk you through the reflection that I've been doing, so you know that I'm taking this seriously, how I came to terms with my desperation, and how it led me here. In 2019, my dating life became even more public than it already was when I was called out and labeled as a predator. You guys, I feel like at this point all know the story, so I don't want to go back into details, but pretty much I had to get on camera and prove that I was being lied to. I had all the receipts to back it up, but at the time I also recognized that I definitely needed to change the way I was going about dating because clearly something was not working. And in that video, I made a vow and a promise to myself and to you guys as the audience that I would be way more careful moving forward. And that promise was not one that I kept. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, at the time that I posted No More Lies, I really thought that like the only issue was kind of like the straight guys and being lied to. But I now realize that it was obviously a much deeper problem, and I really wish that at that time I had spent the time to sit down, look at myself in the mirror, and try to get to the root of the problem and understand why I was actually allowing myself to get into these situations instead of just brushing it off and saying like it's the straight guys and it's the lie. But like I said, I didn't, and as time progressed, my desire for a relationship never really went away, and I slowly started ignoring red flags again, and also ignoring my friends and the important people around me that warned me that I was going to get hurt. And to them, I also feel like I really owe an apology because I should have listened, and I feel like if I did, we probably wouldn't be here today. Looking back now and just trying to do my best to piece this all together in my head, I think that my lack of experience when it came to dating growing up, and then all of a sudden having a lot of attention from different types of men, some for good reasons and some for bad reasons, really affected me in ways that I didn't quite understand. I honestly just thought that I had really, really bad luck and that I was being taken advantage of when that wasn't the case at all. And I had the mentality that I could reach out to literally anybody and use my Explore page and For You page as a dating app. And eventually I would just happen to find the right person. But that's just not how dating works, literally at all. It's gross, it's weird, and it's desperation. I just really thought it was important to share my thought process and the conversations that I've been having with myself and professionals behind the scenes in order to help myself fully understand the situation so I could properly hold myself accountable for how I got here in the first place. When these videos started to come to light, power imbalance became a really large topic of conversation on social media, and rightfully so. In 2019, when I had my whole situation, I was accused of abusing my fame, money, and power to get what I wanted. And when I responded to that at the time, I said that that was disgusting and that I would never want to do that. And to this day, I still stand behind that sentiment 1000%. So when it was getting brought up again, I got really, really frustrated and was trying to understand because I was thinking to myself like, okay, I know that this situation shouldn't have happened. I know that this conversation shouldn't have occurred. I take responsibility for that. But at the same time, like, they DM'd you first. They lied to you. They flirted first. Like, you didn't use your fame, money, and power to get anything. But I've now realized that that mentality is completely wrong because a power imbalance can happen even when it's not intentional. What I wasn't getting before is that the excitement that comes with talking to a celebrity is literally enough to make somebody do or say something that they normally wouldn't, even if that celebrity isn't intentionally weaponizing their fame, money, or power. And that's the concept that I just wasn't getting, but I now do. Even though I'm able to turn off my social media and just talk to somebody outside of the spotlight about something normal, in normal clothes, and no makeup on as James Dickinson, that doesn't change the fact that to them, I'm still James Charles. And that's something that I can't turn off. For me, having a public platform has become such a huge part of my life that at this point, it does feel normal. But I have to understand that to 99.9% of people, It's not normal and will never be normal. And that's where the power imbalance lies that I wasn't understanding. But I'm so glad that I finally do, because like I said in 2019, taking advantage of that power imbalance is something that I would never ever want to do, but unintentionally was. With this situation blowing up, there are a lot of people speaking about this online, whether it be sharing their opinions, arguing back and forth, or most importantly, holding me accountable for my actions. I understand that posting this video today is not going to stop those conversations, but is going to spark more of them. And that's something that I am completely okay with, because I really feel like these are topics that we need to be speaking about a lot more. I also want to make it clear too that through uploading this video today, my hope and my expectations are not to press post and then forget about it and move on and wash my hands as if nothing happened, because something did happen. And what happened was not okay. And I don't want to just forget about it. I should have been more careful in every single way when it comes to the ways that I was looking for a relationship. I didn't do the proper research, and for that, I'm once again ashamed and embarrassed. I can't take it back as much as I wish that I could, but I'm really, really glad that I now fully understand the situation, so I'm able to do better in the future, and I really hope to show that to you guys. I'm a firm believer that when scandals or situations like this happen, you can get on camera and upload an apology video where you say sorry a million times all day long, but the only way to actually show and prove that you are sorry is through action and change, and I'm going to change. This whole situation has been so embarrassing and I'm ashamed, but like I said, I'm now educated and fully understand what went on. And I'm making a promise to all of you right now on camera that I will be way more careful moving forward with every single person that I speak to. My For You page and Explore page are not dating apps, and I will stop treating them as if they are. I also have already started asking for proper identification from every single guy that has either reached out or that I was speaking to, and will continue doing so for the rest of time. I now understand the root of the problem. I understand how and why I, and only I, caused myself to get into this situation. I understand that this could have and should have been easily avoided, and I also understand that I need to be aware of my platform at all times. I didn't understand how a situation like this could affect the people involved, but now I do. And for that, to the victims, I am so, so sorry. And I promise that something like this will never, ever happen again. I also feel like I owe an apology to my friends, family, team members, and also fans that had to watch this all go down again. To all of you guys, I once again wish that I had listened earlier on. You guys saw this and I didn't, and I'm really, really sorry for not taking that seriously and not being a better person and a better role model like I promised that I would be. I'm going to be taking some time away to reflect and further educate myself on these topics. I think at this point it's really important that I do so I'm able to follow through with my word and prove to you guys that I will be a better person. Even though I won't be here posting, I do want people to know that I will still be here, available, listening, and learning. At this point, if you made it all the way through the video, I really appreciate it and just wanted to say thank you for listening, and I hope to never disappoint you again. See you soon.
Okay, we're back. Because that video will stay on YouTube forever. James Charles deleted it, and I don't understand why he deleted it. You know who else deletes videos? Patrick Starr put out some posts, and I think he deleted them too, where he apologized for stuff. That to me is different. Because, I don't know, let's just say, let me see what I have here. Let's just say that this powder right here, that I have in my hand by Patrick Starr, which I actually bought with my own coins the other day. Is it right here? And I bought it because it's a white, pure white, I'm kind of because I've been mixing it, but pure white powder foundation. Powder foundation that is white right here. Okay, that's hard to find. Where else can you get it? I mean, not at Sephora. So this was interesting. I think you can do Ben Nye, you can do Mayron, stuff like that. But I was like, okay, this is really cute. Let's just say a whole bunch of these go out, they're cracked, they're broken. Patrick Starr comes on camera, says, hey guys, I'm sorry, they're all cracked and broken, yada, 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 gives an excuse. People see it, people vlog about it, and then he takes it down. This is just makeup. If you're gonna come out and say, hey, sorry I talked to underage guys, sorry about that, my bad, I didn't know their age, put it out there, people see it, people vlog about it, and then you take it down, and then these articles come out, and they don't even link to the video because you don't even have it out there. People forget about it. It's two different things. I'd say if you're gonna make a apology video, maybe keep it up. If it's not that serious or deep, I don't know. But it's coming around again, and it's blowing up in James Charles' face that he might have to make another apology video, because I have spoken to some of the victims in person, in real life, face to face. I can reach out and be like, are you okay? And I have the tea. And they will never get on camera and talk about it. Because I asked. And they were like, nope. Lawyers are involved. We got cease and desist. No, I don't want nothing to do with it. I don't want to even be known as the guy linked to the James Charles. I just want to move on. That's what one of the victims told me. Oh, yeah, I respect it. I know. So anyways, let me know what you think about all that drama in the comments down below. Keep it locked in for the hottest celebrity news on YouTube, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, I love you so much.